Why do you deserve the man that makes $250,000?
For women, like if you want to just get laid, the man does not care whatsoever.
Apparently women can't handle male baddies.
I don't approach women anymore.
Most women don't know what their rejection of sex means to their husbands.
I think it's so funny when men sit here and say, oh, well, it's so much easier for women to get laid. So
I am okay to finish my life being single. I would rather die as a single man.
What happens when a growing number of men stop making sex their biggest priority? Could that single shift be changing the entire dating market? Why are so many people saying modern men are choosing peace, purpose, and personal growth over constantly chasing hookups? Is this just another internet trend, or is something bigger happening? In today's video, we're breaking down why more men say they're opting out of the chase, what's driving this change, and how it could be reshaping modern dating in ways few people expected. Stay with us until the very end, because the final reason behind this shift might completely change the way you look at today's dating culture.
For women, like if you want to just get laid, the man does not care whatsoever. He's not going to praise you on your money when it comes to getting laid.
If that's what praise you want. On your body and how you doll yourself up and how you dumb yourself down.
Dumb yourself down?
At least I've seen it firsthand.
Cool. Yeah, men want physically attractive women, but
submissive to the point of being stupid. Because women having intellect, I'm not talking about feminine, I'm just talking about intellectual women, scare men away.
No,
they truly
completely
do.
Disagree. I think actually high intelligence is incredibly attractive for a couple of reasons, but I think primarily, at least when it comes to having kids, if you want to confer the maximum benefits to your kids, it would be like good looking and smart. Like I want high IQ children. So like this idea that men just want like drooling dumbass women, I'm not actually sure that's the case. Like maybe for casual, maybe, but like actual long-term relationship, if she's a pleasant woman and she's high IQ, not a problem whatsoever.
Never sign a contract with someone who gets paid to break it. The system is collapsing. Let it collapse. Watch it collapse. Perpetuating the system is not your responsibility. Live free. Once trust is broken, it cannot be restored. Disrespect is not a joke.
I am okay to finish my life being single. Being single.
Come on,
hey,
that's not going to happen.
I would rather die as a single man, having never gotten laid before, than wife up a lady who's absolutely contentious, who makes me want to sit in the corner of my roof, who makes me want to run out into the desert and die there.
Proverbs 21:19.
I would rather be single for the rest of my life, because that sounds so much better.
I think this is becoming more of a man's view in this day and time.
Agreed.
My son is 18, and I was like, you don't want to have a girlfriend? He's like, I don't want to invest time and money and everything in a girl that I don't want to marry that's been with all my friends.
I don't think people realize this is going to become extremely common, where men, like generally speaking, in their nature, don't really need other people with them. I mean, I can go to church. I have my boys at church. Like, that's my community. I don't need to have a wife. I definitely want one, but I don't need it. Whereas women in general, psychologically, sociologically, they need that partner. And when we find women who are single in their 50s and 60s, they are crushed.
No lies. Why would I chase anyone? Been single and celibate for almost 14 years. I'm in the best shape of my life physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. I have peace and no drama. I answer to no one and do as I please.
I don't approach women anymore, not because I'm scared or I'm worried about it or whatever. It's because I don't give a fuck. Approaching women is a waste of time. You waste time, you waste money, and it's just not worth it. Why would you pick some fruits from freaking branches way up there when you can pick easy fruits from lower branches? So there's plenty of lower hanging fruit. We don't need to put in effort. We just don't care anymore. Plus, girls, you don't want us to approach you anyway, so suit yourself.
I don't even make eye contact with them. Men, know your value. You are the prize. Women need to grow up and take accountability for their toxic actions that hurt men when they pursue peace and happiness.
And the thing I really just don't understand about men is, how is the pleasure of another person so inconsequential to you? Like, how do you care so little about another person feeling comfortable and liking you and enjoying you? Like, that makes zero, like, I am routinely, on an hourly basis, completely befuddled by the existence of the OGAP. Like, the fact that the OGAP exists, because I cannot conceptualize engaging with someone, being laid up with someone, and being so, like, caring so little about that other person finding the experience satisfactory. Like, that is so profound to me. Like, I feel like if I'm engaging with someone romantically, a solid 60%, and that's a conservative estimate, honestly, but like a solid 60% of my pleasure engaging with another person romantically, whatever, is knowing that they like it. Like, is knowing that they're into me, knowing that they're enjoying it. Like, I'm not just fully getting off on, like, me liking you. Like, I need to know that you like me back. If I find out that someone has zero interest in me, zero care for me, actively doesn't like me, like, any amount of, like, pleasure that I get from being around you completely goes away. Because, like, that's paramount. How do you have the psychology that lets you feel the exact opposite? That's insane.
I am highly educated, with status, not rich, not poor, but deeply hurt by women several times. They can die alone, I do not mind, I need my peace. According to all the signs, the waters are shark infested. Why test those waters?
Did you know that if a man rejects his partner sexually, apparently that woman loses her ever-loving mind? And when I discovered this, I was so ashamed of women everywhere, because I was like, this is so contradictory. This is exactly against what we've been promoting for the longest time. And then introspection arrived. The mirror appeared, and I was like, I've never been rejected by a partner before. So I genuinely don't know how I would react if my partner rejected me. I'm literally speechless. Like, I would feel repulsive, because men stick it everywhere. So it's like, are you not attracted to me anymore? Are you depressed? Like, what is happening?
If a man rejects intimacy from his partner, it's usually one of two things. One, he is going through hell and is exhausted physically, mentally, and emotionally. Two, his partner has seriously damaged her connection with him. If a man rejects, you sit him down and ask him, have I done anything lately that you're not willing to talk to me about because you think I'm going to overreact, or have I accidentally done something for you to see me as unattractive? Start having the conversation.
Why do you deserve the man that makes $250,000? Do you know how much $250,000 is just over $20,000 per month?
Yeah.
For most people, that is a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of people are not spending that.
Right.
Not intelligently.
Right. So it goes back to, when you're being realistic with what the numbers actually are, you might realize you're tripping and you are the drama, and you will probably not have what you say you want. And also, what you say you want is probably not going to choose you, because you're not mindful of resources, because you're not kind, because you don't mind your tone, because you talk too loud, because you don't know how to act like a lady. All you know is how to get it from the back. That's what you know, and that's why you're going to be fun.
They're in love with a lifestyle. They're in
love with a lifestyle they've never even had.
Mm-hmm.
You've never experienced the lifestyle
or earned it.
Genuinely want to know, like,
it's like a watch.
Yeah, so certain things are actually investment.
People talk about money 24/7 because they don't have any. Honestly, speaking as someone who actually has it, yeah, it's great to have. But it doesn't just magically make you happy. I used to think that once I hit a certain number, I'd want to buy a mansion, travel every single week, and do all that crazy stuff people always dream about. But honestly, that's just the stuff broke people think they do. In reality, I just live a normal life. Half the places I used to dream about going to, I don't even care to visit anymore. It's all an illusion. When you get to a point where you have more money than you can actually spend, it just sits there. If you're smart, you invest it so it builds more money, but it doesn't give you some crazy emotional high. It just becomes your normal.
Apparently women can't handle male baddies, and that is such a cringe thing to say, for one. But also, they just don't want them. The girlies do not want men who are done up every weekend, going to the club with their homeboys, taking pics for the gram. The girls don't want that at all. I know that all your whole lives, men, you've been hearing that women want you to open yourselves up, be more vulnerable, get in touch with your feminine side. I don't know who the women were that said that, but it's not this generation of women that you are dating. These women want y'all to go to war, build houses, fix cars. That's it. However, that is not to be confused with the fact that they do not want to go back to the traditional standards of like cooking, cleaning, taking care of children. So they want you all to go back to traditional because that was better. They just don't want to go back to traditional because they don't think that was better for them. And if we all just collectively turn our brains off for a second, it makes sense.
I'm not about to go back to the traditional expectations of being a man. My granddads and my pops quite literally worked themselves to death. Got minimal love and appreciation. Barely got any respect. Not doing that to myself.
I think it's so funny when men sit here and say, oh, well, it's so much easier for women to get laid, so they should show some restraint. But it's like, whose fault is it that it's easier for women to get laid if not men's fault? Like, maybe if you guys had some self-worth and some self-respect and didn't just give it up to whoever and didn't make yourself so accessible to every woman who asks, maybe that wouldn't be the case. But they then want to call women easy and promiscuous, but like all these easy promiscuous women still don't want you because you get 0 bitches and 0 pussy. And don't tell me it's by choice, because if it were by choice, you would not be crying about it on the internet constantly. You would be at peace with it. You would be at peace with your decision to get 0 bitches. But that's not the case, is it? Like, have you ever stopped and considered that it could be something wrong with you? Like, maybe your personality just really fucking sucks and you're not good looking enough to make up for it? Have you ever considered that? Like, have you ever considered that you're the problem? Of course you haven't.
A key that unlocks many doors is a master key, but a lock that can be opened by many keys is a bad lock. Learn to mind my business and not worry what others do that made my life 1 million times better. It genuinely is the key to happiness to stay in your lane.
Most women don't know what their rejection of sex means to their husbands, what it really does to them. So generally speaking, men tend to want it more, women want it less. We know for some of you there's an exception to that rule and it's reversed. But generally speaking, men are really desiring that. And for women, our drives tend to be lower. Kids, stress, hormones, whatever might change those things, right? But unfortunately, when you continually push your husband away and are not willing to be sexually intimate with him, something inside of him dies. This is not just about an orgasm or having a release. For him, there's a couple major factors at play. The first one is connecting with your soul. He doesn't just want your body. This is how he really feels intimately connected. And without that connection, there's a massive void happening in the relationship. But the second thing that's vitally important for men is to feel wanted. And when you say no to sexual intimacy to him, he feels like you're saying no and rejecting him.
Guys want to genuinely be wanted and not done out of guilt or obligation. It is a rejection of him. There are no other words. It's worse to get rejected in your marriage than it is in the single life. It's so sad that it ends most marriages.
To the men who call themselves people pleasers, name one person who is pleased with you.
Well, for starters, men don't get the luxury of using psychology terms to label everything to avoid accountability and personal change and growth. So there's not going to be any man on this planet that's calling himself a people pleaser. And even if a man actually is a people pleaser, he's never going to look at himself as a people pleaser. He's going to look at himself as a provider. And that's the biggest difference between men and women, because women will not change. They will change partners before ever looking in the mirror and saying like, hey, it takes 2 to tango in this relationship, and I'm probably part of the problem. It's always the man's fault. And men don't need all of these overused psychology terms to make themselves feel better. And let's be honest, the real reason that men can supposedly never people please is because the goalpost for women is constantly changing. The majority of women are unhappy with themselves and chronically unhappy because they're comparing themselves to other women, and it has nothing to do with the men. And let's be honest, if a woman had the man of her dreams and he checked off every single one of those boxes, well, guess what? Another box is going to appear because she's going to continuously add to that list. Hence why men can never be people pleasers. Okay, bye.
Men don't get the luxury of using psychology terms to label everything in order to avoid accountability. Wow. It's easier to blame than to take accountability.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.